If your PC is broken and you don't know what to do, so I'd like to tell you that you have found the right person and the genius who will bring it back like new. And if you had to choose between the white and black, or even between tall and short, then I'd say choose the one that most like you, so you can understand her and she can understand you. Look, basically I end up choosing the newer device and we connect the power cable and turn on the PC, but unfortunately, as you can see, the device turned out to be a 4th generation disaster and it's completely dead, and even if you try to power it on in this case, not a single fan will move from its place. And when we opened the case, we found a serious amount of dust and the ancient ATI card inside the system, so we grabbed the blower and thought the best thing to do was to take the case outside of the shop and gave it a good air blow. And the first thing we did was removing the CMOS battery without dropping it, so we could reset the device to the factory setting. As for the RAM, it seems like it thought it was smart before it came to the shop, so we removed it right away to clean it and also clean its slot on the motherboard. And if we move on to the GPU, we will find it's also think it's smart and its lock is broken, so we had to take it out to clean it and clean the slot on the motherboard as well. And after finding a strange object inside the RAM blocking the way, we removed it with our tweezer without any delay, and we brought out the toothbrush that always show up in every video with us, and we prepared the tenor to start cleaning the system. But out of nowhere we noticed a strange looking bug come out of inside the case, so we had to handle it carefully, as can you see, without breaking anything inside the system, because the one who's gonna pay is me. Now we are back again and got the toothbrush ready to clean the RAM slots using tenor in case anything affecting the connection between slot and the RAM inside, and we clean the GPU slot as well. And we used the fan because the tenor smell was terrible, and we left it inside the case to let it dry as much as possible. After that we went back to the bug we had to deal with earlier, and it was still moving, so we took out the RAM and the graphic card to clean them, and we will come back later to decide what we will do with it. And here we use the eraser you see in front of you to clean the RAM and also the GPU, because it protects the parts we are working on without breaking anything, while also cleaning the copper pins without damaging or breaking anything. And with that, the only thing was left was to check the SSD and make sure it's running perfectly without any problems. And here we are using the HD Essential. As you can see, the health status is 100%. However, the temperature displayed a question mark, which made us a little concerned, so we decided to make sure by taking a large file and transferring it to the SSD. And as you can see, the transfer speed at the beginning was 500 megabytes per second, and then it immediately dropped to 50 megabytes per second. As for the decision to replace the SSD, I informed the customer, and whether it will be replaced or not is what we will see. And drive replacement is usually done in cases like one you see here, and this is an HDD with unstable condition and bad sector appear. Now we go back to the device after it has dried, and we reinstall the RAM in its place, and we connect the power cable and turn on the PC, but as you can see, nothing happens, like we didn't do anything at all. And that could only means one thing, which I was afraid of from the beginning, but I decided not to be pessimistic and tried the power button, but unfortunately it turned out to be working perfectly without no issue. Then we checked the power supply, but I couldn't get the 5 volts line, so I tested the 12 volt with multimeter and it was fine. And since I didn't have a tester that fits the 230 power supply, I loaded it with a 60 watt lamp and it worked normally, and that left us with only Uncle-Gad, the one you see in front of you. And as soon as I woke him up, he said, "What do you have?" I said, "A Z230. He said, "What's wrong with it?" I said, "She wants to get married." He looked at me and started laughing. I said, "Are you going to fix it, or should I hit you with something on your head?" He said, "Unfortunately, I don't have any spare parts instead." So I picked myself up and went back to the device, and the bug that was inside was still hanging around with us. So I decided to test the rest of the components and make sure they were were still working. So I set up the G41 combo you see here, and I installed the client 4GB RAM on it, and we also didn't forget the ATI 5770 with its full 1GB capacity, and we connect the power cable and turned on the PC, and thank God nothing shows on a screen, like we didn't do anything at all. And before we go burn the bug that was inside the device and say it was the cause, we went and got our tester and installed it in the PCI slot, and we connected the power cable and turned on the PC, and as you can see the device showing C1 and it's not continuing the readings. So the first thing we suspected was RAM, so we went and got another RAM stick that we were sure is working, and we installed it in the system and turned it on, and as you can see the device working fine and started displaying an image on the screen. So that means the graphic card is working while the RAM is not working at all, and the only thing left was to eliminate the source of bad luck in the best way, and for all the trouble it caused, it will have to pay. And that's it, and we reached the end of the video, and I hope you learned something useful. This was your brother Gad, and see you in the next video.